Welcome to our webinar on the Dulini Collection in the Sarby Sands, where I'll be telling you a little bit more about our three wonderful lodges: Dulini Lodge, Dulini Leadwood Lodge and Dulini River Lodge. As you know, Dulini Lodge actually came out of the And Beyond collection about 4 years ago now, and more recently Leadwood Lodge and River Lodge joined us in September 2016. So we now have three beautiful lodges to offer you throughout the collection, which offers 15 suites which are available for you to sell. There's quite a lot of common themes between them, one of them being their location, and access into it is very easy, so you can come in through the Saba airstrip, or alternatively land at Skukuza with a transfer time of about an hour and a half, or Nelsbrook with a transfer time of about an hour and 45 minutes, and they come in from the Newington Gate. It's very easy. So it's quite nice having the three alternative ways of accessing the Dulini lodges. We've got this, they're located in the western sector of the Sarby Sands, and this offers us 10,000 hectares of traversing area throughout this, and beautiful, wonderful wildlife, which I'll be going on to discuss a little bit more later. So the Dulini Collection are three lodges which are all privately owned and managed. They're all small, not one of them is bigger than 6 rooms. So we've got Leadwood at 6 rooms, Dulini at 6, Leadwood at 3 rooms, and then River Lodge at 6. So small and intimate, which is lovely. And each of them have this wonderful river setting. Dulini Lodge is on the Mabrack River, which is a dry river. Leadwood is on the corner of the Mabrack and Sand River, which is a flowing river. And River Lodge is on the beautiful Sand River. So each of them have a little bit something different to offer, different views, different size of rooms, different layouts. So they're all kind of have their own little character, but as I said, sort of a common theme running through them. So the Dulini Collection, what I've said, sort of some of it before, that we've got 10,000 hectares to traverse across. Certain things like they are all have heated plunge pools. They all have private viewing decks. They're all on the river frontage. They all have complimentary Wi-Fi and laundry service, and they're all fully inclusive. But we're very proud of all their locations and the way that they're laid out. So going on to the sort of to Dulini Lodge, which is, as I said, the one that the original one from 4 years ago. 6 beautifully located and positioned suites with their heated plunge pools, and they've got lovely views onto the Mabrack River, but they're also well positioned, so you can't see them. They're very private from another one, but it really is very peaceful, very calm, and incredibly popular. It is number 1 on TripAdvisor and has been really consistently for the last couple of years. So we maintain our standards incredibly well, and we're well known for you know how it's incredibly popular, yeah, we're very proud of the standards that we have consistently offered over the last 3 or 4 years. So we made some changes so that you know and aware what we're also going to be making to the other 2, but things like we reintroduced the mosquito nets, they're more romantic that way, and our guests like them. And then if you look at the desk on the right hand side, you've got those little drawers, and you pull them up and you've got different banks of plugs, which is English and American and US and South African, so that you've got a variety, and they don't need to be scrabbling around with adapters and things like that. We've got beautiful bathrooms. When we took over the lodges, this Dulini Lodge, we replaced all the loos and the showers and the baths to make them absolutely pristine. We redid the interior design and decoration so it was as to our taste and how we would like it, which has become incredibly popular, and the guests seem to like it as well. So you can see here, as I've already said, heated plunge pools under this really pretty canopy of trees. That's why they really need to be heated as well. Excuse me, because it's sort of lovely, cool and shaded, and yet you have lovely sunny areas as well for those that like to be warmer in the sunshine. This is the communal lounge area, which is very cosy in the main part of the lodge, and is well used. And then we have a beautiful garden as well. We have a large main swimming pool for those people that want to do that. And then we have a lot of beautiful gardens, again, flows through in and out. We've got an electric fence that goes round that keeps the larger game out. But often we have antelope, which are grazing in the gardens, which is lovely. Private dining is very much the focus here at Dulini, and as we discussed before, the food is a real focal point and important at Dulini, but I'll go on and tell you more about that later. But we do bush dinners and boma dinners, and sort of all options, so that every night your guests dine in a different area. So moving on to Leadwood Lodge. As I've said, it is on the corner of the Mabrack and the Sand River, and it's a beautiful location. Now, we have 4 rooms at Leadwood Lodge, but we only sell 3 if they're being sold individually. But if you wanted to take it exclusive use, then we have 4 rooms to sell. As I said, we only put 6 up in a vehicle, unless, of course, you're taking it as a whole and your party wants to stay together. But it is very exclusive and very private, and small and intimate, and it's lovely. And your guests will always sort of dine in a private area, and it's incredibly popular as well. And it is beautiful rooms. I love the rooms at Leadwood. They're really well laid out, slightly more contemporary feel than Dulini Lodge has, but these huge, more like lap pools and plunge pools, but these are also heated, and so this is a very popular room with plenty of space. And those people that like to spend a little bit more time in their rooms, then this is really the ideal lodge to do it in. So you can see here, as I said, it's a bit more contemporary. We are carrying out some refurbishments, so the soft refurbishments, which are going to be taking place next year. But again, I'm going to go on to that a little bit later in forthcoming slides. I love the bathrooms here. So you see this beautiful bath, but also when you open up those windows, you've got a shower, which is half inside and half outside, and then you've got an outside shower as well. But they really are very special and very, very spacious as well. This is the main area of the lodge, which Beyond actually did only a couple of years ago. So this is looking very pristine and new, but we will be changing some of the soft furnishings in a very sort of tasteful and subtle way. So it'll still maintain its character and yet sort of just give it the facelift that it needs, actually. So here we go, and there's some sort of like boma dining with a bit more of a contemporary twist. So it's sort of similar. We try and dine in lots of different places for your guests every evening and lunchtime. And then finally moving on to River Lodge. Now, River Lodge used to be 8 rooms, but we've cut it down to 6 rooms to sort of maintain that sort of more intimate feeling. It has arguably got the best setting. It is on the beautiful Sand River. You look out from here and you can see a long way left and right. The game comes down to drink and gathers at the water. There's always something going on. It's the sort of place to sort of put your feet up and just watch the animal world go by. Again, the communal areas were done relatively recently, so the sort of structure of those will remain, although we will be doing quite a lot of refurbs to River Lodge. River Lodge is the one that's actually going to enjoy the most refurbishment, and I will go on to that. But the rooms are a little bit smaller at River Lodge, but that doesn't take away from anything, because whilst the rooms are a little smaller, their settings are exquisite. We're going to be extending the decks a little bit, that you can see from this picture here, and then heating the plunge pools as well. So quite a lot of work is going to go on in these rooms. We're going to be replacing the bathrooms, and as you'll see from this next slide, there'll be internal refurbishments as well, so the sort of to the soft furnishings. So River Lodge is one to look out for. It's going to be very exciting, and it will, although the rooms will be a little bit smaller and the price point is a little less, to reflect that, I do think a lot about the setting of the River Lodge is incredibly special, and I think a lot of our guests agree with us as well. So this is looking back into the main part of the lobby of the lodge, the sort of sitting room area. As you can see, it has definitely got front row seats onto the riverbed, and all the game that passes there, which is lovely. And this tree on the right hand side is where we do some lunch dining down there, which is lovely under the shade of the tree. So here is the communal area, sitting room area. So you can see a wonderful big bar. It's a really stunning place. Plenty of space for sort of different parties to sort of sit around and watch, as I said, watch the world go by, and enjoy it. I've got a beautiful boma, which all your guests, we try and do a boma evening for everybody. It's incredibly popular. And food is a real focus for all of the Dulinis. Leadwood and River Lodge share a chef, and it is absolutely sensational. The food at Dulini Lodge is also incredible, and it's not just the quality of food, but the presentation, the drama in it. It really is fine dining at the Dulini Collection at all three lodges. It's just the way that it is laid out is breathtaking, really great. We do walking safaris at all three lodges. Obviously, they're sort of shorter. We can make the walks are as long as or as short as the guests would like them, but it's a great way of wandering around along the riverbed and seeing the game from a different perspective. As I said, the game viewing in the Sabi Sands, as I'm sure many of you know, is absolutely spectacular, and the Big Five is there to be seen. Every time I have been there, I've seen the Big Five within 48 hours easily. So something to reassure your guests. It really is phenomenal, and the photography there is great. The game viewing vehicles are very important. They're all individual bucket seats. We put 6 up only on a vehicle, and then we've got the central consoles for storage of cameras or hats or gloves when it's a the colder weather. We provide fleece lined waterproof ponchos for everybody, binoculars and safari packs for every guest as well, and camera sports and bean bags for the cameras as well. So all the equipment is on the vehicles, and you know, they don't need to bring anything with them. But all our vehicles have been recently and newly upgraded and refurbished. So throughout the Dulini Collection, you know, you're getting that amazing standard of safari vehicles. So where we're going to be doing the upgrades, as I suggested, just to go up over them already, we've got the new vehicles, as we said, and the plunge pools are completed and ready for your guests, all the heated throughout all of them. As I said, the River Lodge is getting most of the upgrades, soft furnishings, landscaping. There were 8 or are 8 rooms at River Lodge. We're only going to be selling 6, and suite 7 and 8 are being closed. Suite 7 is going to be used as an emergency room, which is always good when you're at the kind of occupancy levels that we're enjoying at the moment. It does mean if we get a blocked loo or a shower that doesn't work, we have another room that we can use, or if tour operators like yourselves come on a fam trip, then we've got an extra room to put you in, and then Suite 8 will be converted to a gym with a lap pool. So it'll be lovely. So the current swimming pool will be closed down, and then we're going to be creating a whole new one, walk-in wine cellar, and there'll be some improvements to how your guests enter the lodge and are greeted. So this is during a closure of 1st of February to the 14th of May 2018, so that gives us plenty of time, but it's going to be quite a deep refurb. The one thing I mentioned earlier, but in this bit, just to remind you that we are going to be changing the bathrooms in the suites 1 to 6, and then we're going to be creating an access to the outside shower area as well. Leadwood Lodge needs a lot less in the upgrades. New safari vehicles, plunge pools heated, they're heated already, and by the end of May 2018, although we do not need to close for this, so that will remain open, the soft refurbishment of the lodge, and then also the lodge entrance, and more landscaping as well. Dulini, not to leave Dulini Lodge out, although it is, it's been in the collection the longest, we still want to maintain all of our standards, obviously. So we've got new safari vehicles. We have upgraded the wooden floors in the bedrooms have already been replaced, we are closing from 13th June to 1st July 2017, when we're going to be redoing some of the decking outside. So by the 1st of July, all of the Dulini Lodge upgrades will have been completed. And then just finally, which can be applied to all of the lodges, is a system we all use called Safety, and it is a paramedic which is only 15 minutes away in St Gita, and we subscribe, and it means peace of mind for you, peace of mind for the guests, and if there's anything wrong with any of your guests or they're concerned, we can just call in the paramedic, it does mean that we as I said, peace of mind for everybody, and it's nice to have that reassurance very close by to us. So those are the 3 lodges. Thank you very much for attending my webinar on this. If you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. My email is lucinda@farhorizonsmarketing.com, and I'd be delighted to answer any of your questions. But I think the important message to get across about the Dulini Collection is that they're all of a fantastic standard. You can swap sell from one into another. No one is so individually different, but you may feel that some suit one kind of guest rather than the other, but actually they all have magnificent food, wonderful rooms, heated plunge pools, fantastic views, and most important, excellent service and staff. So those are the things that you can be reassured on when you are selling the Dulini Collection. Thank you for your time, and let me know if you've got any questions.